Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, I think that we are all set now. So, good morning to all once again.
Yeah, good morning.
So today we will speak about generally about the OvrC. And as OvrC is changing all the time, we are constantly adding new and new features, new options. Um, it is good idea maybe to dedicate one training only to see what is the latest on the OvrC as a platform, to go quickly through all product categories and to just be sure that we are on the same page regarding the possibilities and the latest tools which we have available from the OvrC itself. Regarding the presentation, feel free to ask question anytime. Just unmute your microphone or send question in the chat and I'll answer as soon as I see it. So let's start. So generally, the most important part today of the OvrC and what is the same for last 2 years is the integration with Control4. Because for last 2 years, the new customer accounts and the registration is done only through the OvrC. So the OvrC is mandatory tool today to be able to create new projects and to be able to create new customers and finish the registration. So, what is recently changed in the whole OvrC organization is that we try to add more information on the account side. So, when you go to the main menu in the account, you will see not just the information which are related to your OvrC account, which is this first part of the overview of the main information of the account, where you can see the name of your company, the name of the user logged in, and the name, the ID code of the your OvrC account itself, which is D code. Below, what is added recently is the information about the account to which this OvrC account is linked on the my.control4.com. So this is quite important because the whole registration process is in fact based on the link between the OvrC customer list and the customer list on the my.control4, which are synchronized one with each other. So in order to have the whole process working as it should, in general, in order to have whole process possible at all, we have to have proper link between OvrC account and Control4, my.control4 account created on that side for the Control4 project management. So here on the second part, we can see to which my dot account is linked our OvrC account. So in this case, I can see that a main account from OvrC with this email address is linked to main account on my dot with this email address. Those two email addresses can be the same, they can be different, but what is the most important is that account on my dot should be the main admin account for the company, and account from OvrC should be the main owner account linked to the my dot account. So generally, this is the first requirement in order to have successful registration and creation of the new customers in Control4. So as you can see here, when you link your account once to the proper my dot account, you don't have any option to unlink it. So it is like permanently linked. So if there is any issue that you got this wrong, that the OvrC is referring to the wrong my dot account, in that case, you have to contact the tech support and we have to change it from the backend. So generally, always be sure if you are not if you're getting strange behavior in the whole registration process, just be sure that your OvrC account is properly linked with this piece of information from the MyDot. Below on this page are the information about company itself related to the contact information which are available in OvrC Connect application, which is OvrC application used by the end customer. So additionally, on the account page, what is new is the account management page. So generally, this is something what is changed with the X4 release. Here, each dealer should see 5 available Demo Connect licenses. The whole assignment of the Connect license is quite straightforward. You just click Invite to Control4 Connect option, and here you put email address of the customer account. That means account to which the project where you would like to assign demo license is registered. Typically, those demo licenses are used for your showroom, some demo projects on your own projects which you are using for testing, and each dealer should have already 5 demo licenses assigned to OvrC. So just have in mind, in order to see those 5 licenses, you have 2 requirements. First of all, you should be properly linked to your dealer account or MyDot. That is the mandatory condition for all related to the Control4 usage in OvrC. And the second is that you are logged in to OvrC as owner. So just have in mind, whatever technician you create and whatever permissions you assign to create a technician, only owner account, which is in this case this user, can see those Connect licenses. So if you are not able to see those Connect licenses, first check are you logged in as an owner, and is your OvrC account at all linked to my dot account. So just have in mind, every dealer should see those 5 licenses available from here. Regarding when I'm already speaking about Connect licenses, just to mention that from OvrC, here on the 3 dots on the right hand side, you have additional option either to resend the license if for any reason email is not received by the customer to enter the registration code and to activate the license, or you can revoke license when it is already assigned to certain account. So this revoke subscription will not automatically disable all the features of the Connect license on the project. It will start 90 days trial period. So from the moment when I revoke the license, all advanced the Connect features will still be active for next 90 days. So that's the way how you can use like a trial Connect license, because we don't have specific type of license which is trial license like we have with Foresight, but we have this revoke procedure which is enabling 90 days of the free trial period. Of course, if that trial period expires, you cannot assign the demo license anymore to the same project. So end customer after that has to pay for the subscription. Just have in mind, when you assigned your demo licenses to your showrooms and your personal projects used for the demonstration, do not use revoke, because after that you will not be able to assign the license again. So revoke is more used for activating like a trial period for the end customer projects. Regarding the whole setup for the technicians and groups, it is like before. So generally, you can group your technicians in the company in different groups and assign different permissions on a group level. So when you create certain group, you define what permissions that certain group has. Does it have administrative actions? Is it able to delete certain devices, locations, view the snapshot from video surveillance, etc.? And you can assign different users to different groups. Also, each group can be defined to have access only to certain customers. So that way, we are providing different permissions to different technicians in the company. So just remember, like before, we are not assigning permissions directly on user account, but we are assigning permissions on group level, and then we assign users to specific group, and they inherit permissions from the group where they belong. Okay, so also regarding the Control4 project overview, what we have available is reports part. So in the reports in the main menu, we can see the list of our Connect license is assigned to a certain project. And in the Control4 account tab, we can see a list of our own customers, like in MyDot. If you remember in MyDot, when you search through the database, you can get a list of all your customers registered to your dealership. Now, the same thing is available also here within the reports in the tab Control4 accounts. Okay, so regarding, just to go back here, regarding the accounts and account management, here in the part where the licenses are, you also see the list of all your accounts which are created. So here in reports, you generally see your active accounts which are registered, fully operational, and you can see the main information like what is the controller of used as a director, what is the OS version, when it is checked in last time. And in the accounts part, in account management, you will see all the user accounts which are created from this OvrC. So as you can see here, I use a lot of user accounts for testing. And because of that, this list is quite long, a list of all accounts created. As you can see, only very few are fully operational and registered and have information about the registered controller and the OS version. Any other, they have exclamation mark indicating that that customer account which is created from this OvrC has some potential issue. So in the this column resolve, you have option to identify what is specific issue related to that account. So in this case, it is indicating that this account doesn't have registered controller. So in this example here, we have the error message that primary controller is unclaimed from the OvrC. So this way you can quickly indicate for each account which you created from OvrC what potential problem is related to that account. Is it missing controller, or controller is registered but controller is missing from OvrC itself, which really helps in the troubleshooting. So that is also a quite recent feature. Speaking of Control4 registration, just to go quickly through the registration process itself. So it is not changed, just a quick reminder. The registration process starts when you add your controller first to your OvrC. Then you go to categories, go to control and automation, and in control and automation, by default, your status of the controller will be unregistered. You go to manage, and in configuration troubleshooting, in the upper right corner, you will have option register. When you click register, your controller will be first registered to the temporary credentials, which are automatically generated and which are generally used to update the whole system, to do some fine tuning before you hand over the project to the end customer. When you are ready to hand over project to the end customer, then you go to settings, and in location details, manage access, you do customer handoff, select customer handoff, and define the email of the end customer where you are registering the controller. Like before, this email address has to be unique, which means you cannot have multiple Control4 projects registered to the same email address. And you select the first option, Control4, in order to finish the handoff procedure. If Control4 option is grayed out, that means that project is already registered or that there is some issue with the controller itself, that simply this side doesn't see the controller or controller is not able to finish the registration process. So in the regular situation, this Control4 option should be fully available. You select this option, send invite, and the end customer gets the email with the invitation code and the link to download the app. And from the app, end customer creates the password. And with the initial logging of the end customer, the whole registration process is finished, and you get this account listed as a regular account in your report section. Okay, so that is like straightforward registration of the new customer. But there are a lot of situations where the existing project needs to change either the dealership, or we need to change on the same project, we need to change the customer itself. So all those procedures are called takeover procedures, but there are like three different scenarios what takeover procedure is really doing. So I will go now quickly through all three procedures, and they are generally all based in OvrC, because OvrC is handling the whole ownership of the Control4 projects now. So the first takeover scenario is scenario where we have the change of the customer account on the project. So in this case, this example covers the scenario where the old customer, for example, moved out from the house, new customer moves in, and the dealer, that means the installer who is maintaining the project, he remains the same. So the same dealer should just switch the account from the one customer to the another. So we have like a project and the dealer changing the customer. So dealer remains the same and customer is different. So in that case, from the OvrC, generally, new customer is completely new OvrC site. So the dealer needs to create completely new OvrC site, fill in all the information about the new customer. And when new customer site is fully created, then on the existing site, the dealer needs to go to control and automation, and generally to unregister the controller from the previous customer. When unregistration is done, from that moment, the controller can be moved from one side to the another. So you have option transfer, and you can transfer your controller from the previous customer to the site which you created for the new customer. After you move the controller from the one side to the another, then you just follow the standard regular registration procedure which you do for each new customer. So generally, when you have customer change within the same dealership, within the same dealer, first, additionally, you need to release the old controller from the previous customer, and then to add it to the newly created site and finish the registration from the beginning. Just a quick reminder regarding how OvrC works. If you have Arachnis router on the site, generally you would use Arachnis router as OvrC Pro device, which is scanning the whole network and discovering all of the devices. So you can just do the transfer of the controller and manually transfer the router and use the whole scanning from the router itself. If you have any other router, third-party router, then controller is your OvrC Pro agent, and controller is able to scan the network and do all the discovery. Just have in mind, before you start with the discovery on the new project, generally, you need to delete the old site, because before deleting the old site, you will not be able to uh, discover same devices on the new site. So generally, as you can see, always before I'm moving anything from the old site, I first need to do unregistration and then to create new customer, new site with the same controller. So just have in mind, first old site needs to be deleted before devices are discovered on the new site. So that is this first scenario where we have change of the customer under the same dealership. Next scenario is that we have the same customer, but the customer himself, he would like to change the ownership of his project. That means he would like to change the dealer, the installer who is maintaining the project. So in that case, we have the same customer owning the project, but the dealer is changed from dealer A to dealer B. So customer is moving from one dealer to the another. So just remember, in this scenario, in this takeover scenario, we are not changing anything in registration. So project remains registered to the same customer. And in this case, from OvrC, we are not doing anything because OvrC is in charge for the whole registration process. As in this case, we are not changing registration. Project remains registered under the same customer. We shouldn't do anything from OvrC itself. So in this case, the proper procedure and the only way how it should be done is through the customer portal. So customer is the has the full ownership of the project, and customer should decide if he would like and how to change the dealer of record. So the whole takeover process should be conducted from the customer portal. So end customer logs in to the customer side, to the customer.control4, and customer goes to my account information, and Smart Home Pro. In Smart Home Pro, there is option Change My Pro, indicates what is the reason of changing the dealer, confirm that it understands the whole process, and the customer searches for the new dealer. So let's find a new dealer like this. So from this moment, when selected the new dealer, end customer initiates the takeover process from one dealer to the another dealer, just by confirming this. And as you can see here, this is not automatically done. It is pending for response. That means the new dealer will not automatically get this customer on the list of his customers, but the new dealer has to confirm that he would like to accept this new customer as a customer under their OvrC account. So how it looks like on OvrC. So this is like old dealer now. And all dealer will notice if customer leaves that dealer, all dealer will notice this message that that certain site, that certain customer is transferred. And this site now is completely empty. So the old dealer doesn't have any access to it anymore. And now I need to change the OvrC. I'm going now to the new dealer. A new dealer will see in front of the customer list, he will see new section called new customer spending. And the new dealer from here has information about customer account who would like to become new customer for this dealer. New dealer has option to deny customer or to accept it. When new dealer accepts the customer, he can select to be added to certain existing sites. So let's say here, or to create completely new OvrC site. So in this case, I will add it to existing customers. So accept customer, and everything will be automatically moved here, and my full OvrC site is switched to a new dealer with all of the devices and with registration completely unchanged. So generally, the main place where I issue the change of the dealership is on the customer portal. So end customer has to know his account on the customer portal, and just with a simple click, new dealer accepts the accepts the new customer under his OvrC account. So that is the second scenario where we change just the dealer of record of specific OvrC site. So regarding the old dealer will see this old site like transferred, and he can just delete it because it is empty anyway. Regarding the notification, so we will have uh, several emails sent from the our notification center to the new dealer and to the customer. First of all, first email which is sent is the email sent to the new dealer informing the new dealer that there is a new pending request for certain customer, and here we can see who is new customer and what is contact of new customer who would like to become a new customer for this dealer. So that is the first email. The second email he sent to the customer himself as a confirmation that from his customer account there is a procedure started to change the dealer of record, and we have this just like information. There is no action required from the end customer. This is just to confirm that this customer requested the change of a dealer. And the third email is sent as a confirmation to the end customer that the new dealer accepted this customer account. So email has information when it is accepted and who is the new dealer now with the contact of the new dealer. So end customer gets information that new dealer really accepted the invitation, and that this is now new dealer of record for the end customer. Okay. All right. So this is the second scenario, and generally we have one more case, the most complex case, where we have not just the change of the customer, but we also have change of the dealer of record. That means completely new customer moves in the house and on the existing project, and he would like to his own installer, his own dealer of record, to continue maintaining this new account as well. So in this case, we have everything changed. So project should be unregistered, registered to the new customer, and also the old dealer is not managing the project anymore, but it is managed by the new dealer as well. So this is like the most complicated case, as we are changing everything on the of the for the end customer, and generally as it contain the registration change, it also has to be done from OvrC. So when we go to OvrC here, we need to create like a new OvrC site. I call it like migration account, and to that OvrC site we add OvrC Pro Hub. OvrC Pro Hub is acting like OvrC Pro Agent, that is really small device which is able to discover all devices in the local area network and to move them from one OvrC site to the other OvrC site. So this device is in general used to unclaim all the devices from the old dealer and to move them to the new dealer. So generally, under categories remote management, Pro Tools, we have all of the features available from OvrC Pro Hub. And in this case, we need to connect OvrC Pro Hub directly in local network where our Control4 project is, and to click Begin System Takeover. So this system takeover is in fact forced change of the dealer and the customer for this specific project. So here we have several scenarios supported. Most commonly, we will use it to change the dealer and the customer from for specific Control4 projects. So here we select the option, is this OvrC account registered to different customer? Are the devices you are trying to take over in your OvrC account registered to different customer? We will say yes. And are you taking over this system because the end customer has changed? It is yes. So sorry, this is yes, and controller is already on the system. Let's say no. In this example, we need first to unclaim all of the devices from the old dealer. So we need to create like a new OvrC site to discover all of the devices using OvrC Pro Hub to list them in the new OvrC site, unregister the controller in order to be able to move it from one site to the another, and then do the transfer of all OvrC devices to the new OvrC site. After that is done, we are generally doing the full registration process from the beginning. So this OvrC hub is in generally uh, changing the uh, ownership of devices in OvrC database. So generally it is forcing the change of the dealer account. That means the account where all those devices are discovered from one dealer to the another. And after we rediscover all those devices in the new OvrC site, then we can continue with registration to the new customer, like newly created site and the new customer from the new dealer. After the registration is finished, we just at the end do like a handoff to the new customer. So generally in this case, and only in this case, where we neither have access to the customer portal, we are changing the customer, neither we have all devices listed under our OvrC, we are changing the dealer. We need to force scan the network, unclaimed devices, and discover them under a new customer site. So in this case, I will have all of them moved to the list of customers under this dealer, and they will be moved like one new OvrC site, like a new customer. And I need to create, as I'm changing the customer as well, I need to create like a new customer, unregister controller from the old customer, and then do the registration process from the beginning. So I'm changing the where devices are listed on which OvrC account. Then I'm unregistering from the previous customer, creating the new site, and creating new customer after that. Okay, so that is the last scenario related to the whole takeover procedure. So we have three takeover procedures: changing the customer, changing the dealer, and changing the both using the OvrC Pro Hub. Just always have in mind that whatever change in registration which are related to the Control4 project, they always need to be done. The best way to change the dealership is through the customer portal. So for that reason, it is really important that the end customer always has access to the customer portal by email address and the password, because the customer should initiate any registration change. Okay, so that covers this Control4 part. And also, what is new to OvrC is the whole process of registration of SA1 streaming amplifier to the OvrC as a media controller. So as you probably already know, from November last year, we released the firmware on SA1 where it can be used not just anymore as part of Control4 project, but also it can be used as independent media controller without any Control4. So if you would like to use SA1 as a standalone, you would need to create, like you are creating a new Control4 project, you need to create first new OvrC site to add SA1 to that site. And if you have more SA1s, you can add multiple audio zones here, and you can have up to 10 SA1s on a single location. The whole registration process of SA1 is quite similar to registration of the controller, just it is not done in control and automation, it is done in entertainment part. So in entertainment, you have here option configuration, and you have a segment which is called RIF system, and there you go to manage. And on the tab configuration and troubleshooting, you have option to register it. So in this case, it is already registered, so I have option unregistered. When you click register, it's completely the same like when you are doing the registration of the Control4. You register it first to temporary credentials, and when you finish all the update and the setup, you can do the handoff. So handoff is also done the same way. You go to settings and manage access. So you go invite user and you define the email address of the end customer where you would like to register your SA1. Just in this case, you are using not Control4 registration, but you are using a RIF registration. So generally, you are registering your SA1 as a RIF controller. And when you select RIF and click Send Invite, the end customer is receiving an email to download the RIF application, and he receives also the invitation code. for initial login, and customer creates the password, and with initial login, the whole handoff procedure and registration of SA1 is completely finished. So just have in mind in this case that we generally do not have like OvrC Pro agent here, and this OvrC site, this SA1 like media controller is controlling just the audio on SA1 zones, which you can have here. So you can have up to 10 SA1s. Uh, just have in mind regarding the SA1. SA1, when used as a standalone, it still doesn't have any web interface available. So all the configuration which you do on SA1, you do through the OvrC. So you have like a setup of outputs and inputs. And in order to be able to configure it at all, of course, it has to be online. So the only way how you can configure standalone SA1 is through the cloud service, so the site has to be online in that case. So that is related to the SA1 as a standalone. Regarding the whole setup of the organization of the devices in OvrC, generally, the main trend is to move all devices from the single device list where you have everything together to the categories part. So in categories part, all the devices are automatically sorted by the type of the product. So first of all, the control and automation, it is that part is in charge for everything Control4 related, like takeover, the registration, etc. Entertainment part is in charge for the MOIP system if you have binary and media over IP, and for the RIF, for the SA1 registration as a standalone device. Furthermore, you have networking for all network related, including the group management of the Wi-Fi. You have Wattbox power supply control, and remote management is related to the all tools which are available from OvrC Pro Agent. OvrC Pro Agent can be used from Arachnus router, Control4 controller, or OvrC Pro Hub. So generally from here, you have main diagnostic tools like you are directly connected to the local network. You can send ping, traceroute, and you can use it also as a terminal emulator for telnet or SSH access to the local device from OvrC Pro Agent. Also, you can define the list of ports which are automatically scanned when network is discovering new devices. Also, as I mentioned previously, system takeover is part of the feature set on OvrC Pro Hub. The last category is discovered, and all devices which are not sorted to any of the previous categories will be listed here. So regarding some new features, I will change account again. Regarding some new features available, we added on the network part on the Wi-Fi management. First of all, we added the QR code sharing of the Wi-Fi network. So just to show you here, configuration on the Wi-Fi management. So when you are creating SSIDs, you can share one SSID, which is typically guest SSID, to your guests, not just by sharing the password, but by showing the QR code on the navigator. And this QR code is available to be added as a widget, for example, on the touch screen. How you enable it? You just go to on the list of SSIDs of the network wireless networks, you have this option enable SSID. When you enable SSID with Control4, that means this QR code will appear as a widget which you can share through the screen to your guests. So just by scanning that QR code, you are automatically connected to the Wi-Fi network, so you do not need to manually put the password in order to access this network. Also, what is new here is that we are not supporting just Arachnis access points. We support now also the completely new line of access points, which is access networks access points. I have one of those here, and you have all of the options available for access networks access points like you have on the Arachnis, and also you have available group management if you would like to add some network. You can do like a group management, not just for Arachnis, but for the access networks access points as well. Just you cannot combine both of them into the same group. Regarding the network, maybe just to mention, this is not that recent feature, but it is quite useful. On X20 switches, we have that feature of auto discovery of the connected devices. So on the dashboard, on the port overview of the switch, you have automatically discovered all the MAC addresses which are connected to specific switch ports, and also you have all the device names automatically discovered listed here. So you can by simple click, you can synchronize device name to a port name. So you can that way you can rename all of the ports on the switch at once to reflect what device is connected to certain port. It is quite important for documentation of the setup and for the network troubleshooting, because this way there is no any mistake in terms of what is connected where, because switch itself automatically discovers the MAC address of connected device, and you can just rename based on that. You can rename the port, and by the port name you can immediately see what device is connected where. Regarding the power, regarding the watt box, what we have available, what is new, and I already mentioned that on ISC overview, is that now we have completely new tab power. Just to point out, all the features which were supported before related to watt box in OvrC are still supported. Additionally, we have power display. So you can see here all of the information related to the power utilization on the watt box as a whole unit. So here you have voltage, how input voltage changes during time, the amperage and the wattage. You can also check the power utilization per specific power outlet, per specific device. So you get all listed on a single diagram, and you can filter to see just specific utilization. Also, as you can see, you have history of 1 month, how the power utilization changed in wattage and amperage. And you can also zoom in to see some specific period in more details like this. So you can see on specific date how power utilization changed. Also, you can see the energy consumption in kilowatts by hour for the whole unit, and you can also do the same zoom in here as well. If you have temperature sensor connected to the watt box adapter, you will also see how temperature temperature changed from the place where temperature sensor is connected. The Wattbox adapter is compatible with the 6 and 12 power outlet strip, and per one Wattbox adapter, you have two connections for two different temperature sensors. So you can put one sensor in the rack and one sensor out of the rack, and that way can have information over the same adapter about two temperatures at once. And also, when temperature sensor is connected, you get the diagram here about how it changed during the time. So I don't have anything here, so there is no date. Also regarding the Vault if you have auto reboot configured, here you will get history when it is enabled and when it triggered the reboot. And also here you have uptime of the device, of the Vault itself. So as you can see, this one didn't restart for quite some time. Okay, so that is new feature related to the Vault. Also, we introduced the new option on all network devices or the Vault and the network devices, which is backup and restore. So you can keep the backup of configuration file for all Vault boxes or switches and routers in the network. And you can save multiple backup files as a template. So when I click create backup, it will ask me, would I like to convert existing and create new backup file, or I'm overwriting just the last backup with new. So I can create a new one, and that way I will get a list of backup files here. And always the last backup at any moment I can save as a template. When saved as a template, it will appear in this list of templates, which I can later then edit, or I can select and apply to device easily. So all those configuration files are practically saved on the cloud and available at any moment from the device itself. Regarding the updates, just a quick reminder, all updates on the OvrC are done directly from here. So if there is any new update available, you will get notification like this. So just by clicking to the cloud, you will get the information about the update, the release notes of the new firmware, and just by applying the updates, you will start the update. So that way you can also update the Control4 project. So Control4 projects can be updated only through the primary controller. So primary controller will have, in this case, that is core 3. Primary controller will have update icon available when it is not on the latest firmware. Just by clicking that cloud, it is the same like you started the update from the composer, and update will be pushed first on the primary controller and after that to all secondary controllers and touch screens in the project itself. Okay, and I believe that's all regarding the quick OvrC overview. Do you have any question for me?
I have one question.
Yes.
Ricardo Veloso. So my question is regarding the accounts, the customer accounts,
Okay.
because we have, like in our business model, to support our clients after we do the handover. Um, can I create an account for maintenance purposes from OvrC, or it will have to be the client in its own customer area to create that specific account?
Okay. So through the Control4, you can create only like a primary account to which the controller is registered. So you would need to be like a secondary user on customer account. Is that correct?
Mhm.
If for that, the end customer has to create that user on the app. So you cannot do that from OvrC. In OvrC, you create just the primary account to which you register the controller, not the additional user. Additional user can be created only through the application. So that has to be done by the end customer in that case. Okay, does it make sense?
No, doesn't make sense, but it's the way it
That's the
is.
way how it works. So
But
generally,
th-
the
but
main
doesn't make sense since we have all the control from our side. It doesn't make sense that for maintenance purposes I cannot create an
the
account,
whole
even if for like 1 day period of time validation,
you
a
have
valid
temporary
period of
credentials.
time for one day, for instance, for maintenance purposes or for support. I need to have access to and for instance, like the client receive an email or something that we are accessing or having access to its house, because for maintenance purpose I need to test something. But as you said, is the way it is for me.
So just to explain quickly why it is like that. So you have a good point that you as installer, you should have possibility to access as a customer and to do troubleshooting. But the whole point behind this, why we gave the whole control to the end customer is because from the legal point of view, the end customer is the only owner of the project, and the end customer decides who has access and who hasn't. So the installer cannot just by himself allow him the access without customer permission. So generally, every time when you need to do some maintenance, that has to be required by the end customer. Only what I can suggest in this case is that maybe we can have some tool in OvrC that we can automate that auto access from the end customer, from the installer to the end customer project when some maintenance is required. We have something similar in video surveillance access, where installer loses the access when the handoff of video surveillance system is done. But at any moment, the installer can send the requirement to be able to access the video surveillance system, and the end customer then allows that. So we can maybe do something similar for the on the Control4 level to have some like a permanent user account. Thank you on your question in any case. So, okay, we have some questions in the chat. Regarding the handoff, sometimes everything is ready and I can do the handoff. What is mandatory? What is mandatory to have configured to do a handoff? So in order to be able to do a handoff, first of all, uh, your your controller has to be online and available. You have to already have your controller registered to temporary credentials, which are automatically generated and which are used for the update and last finishing touch by the installer. And at the end, in order to have successful handoff, you have to use email from the end customer, which is unique. So if you send invitation to the email which is already in use for some other project, where some other project is registered, or simply that email address is already created as customer account in the OvrC, you will get an error. So generally, you have to have your controller fully online and registered to temporary credentials, and email address where you send the invitation for the handoff has to be unique. Okay, second question. This week I just made the takeover process for a customer that want to change the dealer, and it didn't work as you explained. Is the procedure you mentioned recent? Because the customer changed his Smart Home Pro in Customer Control 4, but it didn't appear in OvrC as requested. That was done in January. So the procedure which I explained is the latest one. And as you saw, I automatically got the customer listed under the new dealer in the OvrC. So I never experienced any problem with this procedure, and I tested it many times. So the only thing what I suppose it's the problem is that we have maybe some mismatch between the OvrC account and account on my dot, because the OvrC account where the new customer should appear is linked to the dealer account on my dot, because generally when the customer searches through the database of the dealers, he's searching through the database of the dealers on the my dot, selects the dealer, and then based on the link between my dot and OvrC, that request appears on OvrC. So maybe I suppose that the problem is somewhere there, that maybe there is some mismatch between OvrC account and the dealer account, which is expected to be used on that OvrC. Uh, I I don't think this is some systematic failure, because we would know definitely for that. But just in case, if you cannot identify problem anywhere else, and if this binding between OvrC and my dot account is perfectly fine, then I would always suggest to contact tech support, and we can see directly in backend on database what went wrong in the whole transfer procedure. But generally, yes, the procedure which I explained here is the latest one. Okay, any further question?